is Laura J. Swan. I'm a women's transformational coach and a leadership mentor. And the past few weeks I've been talking about what it means to live like a priestess. So in my work with women, I often talk about different archetypes of the feminine and how we can come to embody and activate them in ourselves and in our lives. So the priestess, who is she? Why is this archetype important? I highly encourage you to check out the last couple of videos. I've gone into great detail about this energy and this archetype. In this video, I'm going to offer another aspect of her. And so the priestess, who is she? What does she represent? The priestess energy is this rising energy in women all over the planet of spiritual awareness, wisdom, intuition, confidence, spiritual confidence, and a trusting in our own divine connection and our ability to share and transmit that to those around us. To live like a priestess, there is a beautiful process of awakening to our own power, aligning ourselves with the cycles of the feminine and of nature, and living in union with the masculine, in balance and peace. There is also such an importance in trusting in our own spiritual intuition. So what does that mean? You know you're a priestess if throughout your life perhaps you've sought out wisdom from different cultures, different religious traditions. Perhaps you've had ecstatic experiences connecting to the divine and you haven't known exactly where to place that. What religion, what faith does this fit in? Maybe it fits in sometimes in your Christian upbringing, maybe sometimes in Buddhist tradition that you've studied. Your faith perhaps has taken many different forms, but you know deep inside that you have a spiritual connection. Maybe you call yourself spiritual and not religious, right? But you feel something inside. You feel connected to a greater calling, perhaps connected to a greater purpose, and that is a divine one for you. So maybe you've studied all different paths and you've looked at all different types of spirituality and you might not know exactly where you fit in. Maybe you feel connected to guidance that you don't understand, right? Maybe you have dreams that are very telling. Maybe you can sense and know what's going to happen in the future. And I just want to say, you are not crazy. You may not know where you fit in just yet, but you are not crazy. You are wise, you are brilliant, you are connected to something that is deep and real. And more than anything, I want you to know you can trust yourself. So in this video, I want to speak about the importance of us as women trusting this very deep and profound current of spirituality that's rising in the feminine. It's one that is different. It is ancient. Some of us are having a remembrance of a time when women were in their power, where we were leaders, where we were priestesses, right? Where we were leading spiritual rites of passage and all sorts of different experiences for our tribes and our cultures. There's almost like awakening in women that when we stand in circle with other women in support of each other, we have almost like a memory in our DNA that this is not the first time. This is not the first time that we've been here. So whether you believe in past lives or you believe that maybe in your own lineage that there were women that have gathered and there are women who have circled, that you have this feeling when I talk about this, when you've been in circle with other women perhaps, when you've been in gatherings with other women, you might have this feeling that you've been here before. Like your spiritual wisdom is very deep. And if you haven't found a place for it yet, I want to encourage you not to give up, because I know there is a place for it. I know because of the circles and the groups that I've been a part of since I was 16 years old with women gathering all over the world. This undercurrent of women's spirituality is rising and it is real. It is connected to love, it is connected to balance, it is connected to sustainability and nurturing life on earth versus tearing it apart. And that is needed now more than ever. So the priestess inside of you feels, that energy feels connected to the divinity of life on earth, the divinity of what it is we're here to do, and our spiritual purpose, that we have one. And it is connected deeply to our hearts and to the calling that you feel to use your heart and express it in the world. And that's where you have to trust yourself. You have to trust the guidance, that you receive, whether you feel like it's coming from God, Goddess, from your intuition, whatever you want to call it, that we all have a very deep inherent intuition and wisdom inside, and it's guiding this process right now. It's guiding us as women to find our path, to find our calling, to find our expression that is most aligned with our hearts, most authentic. And I want to encourage you to trust that. You may not know exactly where you're supposed to be yet. You might not know exactly what it's supposed to look like, but trust that space between where you're coming from and where you're going. In my last video, I talked about that extensively, that really trusting in the transition phase, the transition cycle of going from the old to the new. We don't go directly from where we've been to where we're going. There's a space between where a lot of magic and healing and transformation happens. And so as we're navigating our way in the world and finding this new way of being, a new way of living on earth that is in union with the masculine, that is in support of life on earth, that is sustainable for Mother Nature, as we're finding this way that is empowering of women's voices instead of suppressing, as we're finding our way, let's honor that space between. Let's honor what we sense and feel for our own lives and that calling that we have inside. And that is living like a priestess. And I want to make a very special invitation for you this week. We have something coming up. My dear friend Amanda Collins and I are hosting a summer solstice celebration on June 20th, Thursday morning, 9:30 a.m. Pacific. It is a gathering for women all over the world. It is totally free, and it is a summer solstice priestess activation circle for you. So if you've enjoyed the past few videos and you feel this awakening in you, then this is a wonderful place for you to be. Check it out. The link is below. You can register for free to join us. And I can't encourage you enough to check out the retreat that's happening in August this summer in Ireland, in the magical rolling hills and lush forests of Ireland. We are having a Priestess Remembrance Retreat. We will visit sacred sites all over Ireland. We will practice empowerment rituals to awaken you to your full power and spiritual potential. And I am so excited for this journey, and I can't encourage you enough to check it out. I'll be leading it with Amanda together, Amanda Collins, my dear soul sister. So please join us on Thursday if you'd like to learn more and activate and embody this priestess energy more within yourself. I look forward to seeing you Thursday, and thank you so much for the time that you've spent over the last few weeks getting to know this archetypal energy and how to embody her more in you. Thank you.